Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new thing that I am going to try and start do somewhat regularly. Welcome to Tank Talks. In Tank Talks, it's fairly simple. I'm going to be talking news that interests me, random things that happened, random stories, random game news, sports events that I want to talk about. No politics, because screw that. You can look literally any media for that stuff. This, I will just do updates in my life, stories I want to tell, game news I want to talk about that I just need to freaking talk about. Well, anyway, welcome to Tank Talks. This is episode 1 ever. And holy crap, today we got a third Nintendo Mini Direct, which was incredible. I will get to that in just a little bit, though. Well, first of all, as we all know, coming out either today or tomorrow, whenever I decide to upload this, but Mario 3D All-Stars is going to be releasing. Very excited for that. Getting HD versions of Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy is going to be phenomenal. As for that, I will obviously be streaming all three eventually. But also, after I am done streaming all of them, I have been thinking a little bit to myself about possibly entering the speedrunning community. Streaming's been a little up and down for me as I still continue to search for jobs, but been struggling finding games that really keep my interest for longer than a stream. And I really feel like going back and playing games that I already know and love a bunch and just trying to play them faster, I don't know, it just sounds fun to me. So, possibly getting into the speedrunning community, most likely starting with Super Mario 64, because who doesn't love Super Mario 64? And if you say you don't love Super Mario 64, you are probably lying to yourself. Alright, as for more games, releasing at the end of October 30, Pikmin 3 Deluxe. Now, I love the Pikmin series. I didn't stream it. I recorded a whole playthrough of Pikmin 1 and threw that on my YouTube channel. I have Pikmin 2. I have not streamed it or recorded anything of it yet, but I do have it. I have played it. It's super fun. Pikmin 3, though, on the other hand, eluded me. I did not get it when it released, and I said to myself I was going to get it eventually, but then the time came, and it was near impossible to find at a reasonable price. So here we are. Pikmin 3 Deluxe coming out on the Switch for October 30. I definitely will be getting that game. I definitely will be playing it. It'll be my first time playing it. I have seen Let's Plays of it, but I've never played it myself, so I'm somewhat blind. I have no idea how to play it or anything. Well, obviously I know how to play it, but I've never played it, so it's going to be pretty much a blind playthrough. Also, another Mario game, Mario Kart Live. A very interesting concept for a Mario Kart game, which, as a kid, I would have loved. As an adult, I'd still love, but the only problem is the space you need for Mario Kart Live. Having the carts and using the carts in real life, that's friggin' awesome. Making your own track, like actually having items in game slow the cart to a stop and then get going again, like that's bringing RC cars to a whole new level, and it's amazing. I will probably not be getting that, but I hope anybody who does get that, I don't have a release date for that, so sorry about that. But Mario Kart Live, pretty fun concept. It looks worth it. Alright, now, on to the Shadow Drop news that we got last week. Legend of Zelda Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. A Shadow Drop game that is said to release this November 20th. It is in the Hyrule Warriors mob fighting style where you literally just beat up thousands upon thousands of enemies in the stage. Set 100 years before Breath of the Wild. Playing through the Calamity War of where all the champions meet their end and Calamity Ganon rules over Hyrule. Playing through that story, playing as all the champions, watching all of the champions be like picked off one by one. It's going to be a great story. It's also going to be super sad. I'm very excited for it. Seeing everything that happened, knowing like somewhat of the story from Breath of the Wild, and actually reliving it through Age of Calamity, it's going to be amazing. And also, with this Breath of the Wild or the Age of Calamity announcement, Nintendo basically just gave us a Breath of the Wild trilogy. Have Age of Calamity set before Breath of the Wild. Then you have Breath of the Wild, obviously, and then we're getting Breath of the Wild 2 eventually, which we haven't gotten much news of, but it is coming out eventually yet. They did say during that announcement of Age of Calamity, though, that there is more Zelda news coming on Saturday, September 26th on Saturday. Will they give us more information about Breath of the Wild 2? Possibly. Will they give us more information about Age of Calamity? Possibly. Either way, look forward to that on September 26th for another Legend of Zelda update. Moving on to Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, coming February 12, 2021. Super Mario 3D World is one of my favorite Mario platformers out of all of the games, like Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 2, 3, Super Mario World, all of them. Super Mario 3D World, easily one of my favorite games. Having it announced for the Switch alone got me very excited. But then, towards the end of it, they announced Bowser's Fury, a completely new sub-area. We don't know if it's going to be open world or if it's going to have specific... I assume it's going to have specific levels like most of Super Mario 3D World. But holy crap, am I excited for Bowser's Fury. What if, plot twist, you play as Bowser in Bowser's Fury? Instead of being the regular crew running through stages, you are actually Bowser in Bowser's Fury. It's just a little interesting thing to think about, and something that very well could be. So Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, February 12, 2021. I will definitely be playing that game as well on stream when it comes out. On to non-Nintendo related things. Monster Hunter World and Monster Hunter World Iceborne is getting its final major update on October 1st, 2020. In that update, they are bringing a monster from history. I believe he debuted in Monster Hunter 3, Fatalus. Fatalus is, in Monster Hunter lore, one of the hardest and most difficult monsters to fight. And he is coming to Monster Hunter World, alongside a spooky Halloween event on October 1st. I don't stream much Monster Hunter, but I might have to stream it a little bit more coming up because of another update that just came out today, which we will talk about now. Monster Hunter World Fatalist updates. Okay. Regardless of when I put this up, either this morning or yesterday morning, we got a Nintendo Mini Direct, and it was one of the best starts to a Mini Direct, at least this year, easily the best start. Monster Hunter Rise. Monster Hunter Rise is the next installment of the Monster Hunter games, with completely new monsters, areas, and so much more. All right, if I can just bring this up real quick. I should have did this first. Monster Hunter Rise. In the video of Monster Hunter Rise, they show the main character, which is going to be you, running all over a map, running up walls, running up cliffs, jumping into the air and throwing a whip-like thing out into the air, which are actually a new way of transportation called wire bugs. As they state on their website, release the wire bug in any direction you want and it will pull you in, using a special kind of tough silk. This not only lets you traverse steep and rocky terrain at high speeds, but can also be combined with weapon attacks for special combos. So that is a very exciting thing that looks like, and in the trailer that they played, they did show a little bit of the insect glaive doing its flippy jumpies around. So I have a great feeling that this is going to help glaive mainers so much. So for those of you who don't know, there's a bunch of different weapon types in Monster Hunter, and one of them is called the insect glaive, which you can propel yourself into the air and you just frickin' flip around in the air attacking monsters. And with this wire bug just propelling you into the air, it's just going to make aerial attacking so much more fun and viable. So I am really looking forward to that combination. And also, as they play in the trailer, the wire bug just has so many different aerial uses. You can use it to come up on an enemy super quick. You can use it to get aerial attacks off on enemies, which gives you a chance to mount the monster. I'm assuming in Monster Hunter Rise at least. But there's the limits for the wire bug just makes it so much more than what it already was. So I am very excited for that. As for what I'd really love to see in this game, a few more weapon types. I can't really think of anything they would add because they pretty much have everything, like most weapons covered. So it'll be interesting to see what pops up in that. They announced a few new monsters, which I will not talk about right now because I will butcher their names. But basically, the face cover of Monster Hunter Rise is Magnamalo. He's a fire-fanged wyvern, beast wyvern, and it's going to be amazing. Also, another big update that they are bringing to Monster Hunter, the Palamute. Palamutes are dog companions in the game that will help you attack. As their definition of it on their website, this game introduces the Palamute as a trusty new companion. It helps you out with supporting attacks, and it even lets you ride on its back. So in Monster Hunter World, you are able to level up friendships with certain monsters through your cat friend, and you can actually ride them around the map, but you have to level it up to a certain point. In this game, they are straight up giving you a dog that you can ride anywhere. So basically from the start, you have fast transportation, which during that transportation, it lets you get all your buffs up. You can take potions to heal yourself. You can take armor skin potions, demon drug potions, get your defense up, get your attack up. I'm assuming I have no idea if you can sharpen if you can sharpen your weapon on your dog, that's going to save so much time. It's just going to save so much time just riding the dog everywhere. And also, bringing back in this game, you can have, in single player mode, you can have 2 companions with you again. So you can bring a cat and a dog, you can bring 2 dogs, you can bring 2 cats, anything you want. But the cats are mainly just support players. They heal you if your health is low. They give you little buffs, like attack, speed in general, defense, evade. They can do that. They can literally be a meat shield for you. Or a special gadget for them is they can actually mount the monsters themselves and just friggin' carve piece after piece off of the monster and give you so much materials. So having the combination of a dog and a cat in this game, it's going to be very, very, very fun. So I'm looking very forward to this game. They have three versions coming out. They have the standard version, which is just going to be the game, a deluxe edition, which gives you a layered armor, and a few other layered armor sets. They have a collector's edition, which is going to give you physical things. And also coming out with Monster Hunter Rise, Amiibo. They have Amiibo coming out, which give you separate layered armor. They have the dog Amiibo, the cat Amiibo, and the Magnamello Amiibo coming out. So definitely going to pick those up as well. Can't wait for that. They are also having a few more announcements. I think it's September 25 and 26, they're doing more announcements at like GameCon and whatnot. So very looking forward to that on release on March 26, 2021. Also, following Monster Hunter Rise, we got the announcement of Monster Hunter Stories 2. Now, I wasn't into Monster Hunter when Monster Hunter Stories 1 came out, but I never looked into getting it. But with Monster Hunter Stories 2, basically what Monster Hunter Stories is, it's an RPG-based Monster Hunter game. You're this character, things happen, it's an RPG. So, but with Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin, they actually said they are going to incorporate a little connection between Monster Hunter Rise and Monster Hunter Stories 2. How it's going to connect, who knows, but it's going to be fun. I'll probably play that one as well eventually. But that's going to be fun to explore and connect the pieces together somehow. All right. On to sports news. Week 1 of the NFL has finished yesterday, or this past week. We had multiple games, a lot of high-scoring games, a lot of underwhelming games, a lot of overwhelming games. But as no surprise, the Chiefs beat the Texans game 1. Another one that I was really looking forward to watching, obviously the Patriots. I'm a big Patriot fan myself. Especially with the new quarterback, Cam. I still have very, very mixed feelings about that. Mostly negative feelings. I'm not a fan of Cam at all. But they played the Dolphins. And whoo boy, was it not the prettiest. They won 21-11. And Cam being a showboat, boo Cam. I'm not a fan of Cam at all. But it was the Dolphins. A win is a win, but a win against the Dolphins just feels empty a little bit. Gosh, let's not talk about the Patriots and let me get going on a little rant. But the Patriots basically are running a 4-5 running back offense the entire time, which kind of sucks. The Washington football team having controversy over their last name, changing their name to the Washington football team, actually upsetting the Eagles 27-17. Was not really expecting the Washington football team to win against the Eagles, but here they are, getting the dub. GG's on them. Okay, what other news? The Ravens smother the Browns 38-6. No surprise there, it's the Browns, let's be honest. What else? The Buccaneers. The Buccaneers spent a lot of money on a few new players like Brady. They got Gronk out of retirement. They got a bunch of wide receivers. I think they got a decent running back. But they played the Saints, lose 34-23. But in bigger news, Tampa Bay's coach slammed Brady for the loss against the Saints, throwing 2 interceptions, which, not the greatest performance by Brady, but still decent. 23 for 36, not great, for 239 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now, I don't like that he left the Patriots, but he was in a downhill slump anyway. He should have just retired, in my opinion. Anything else? Any other games important? No other games are important. Week 2 starts today, the 17th, with the Browns and the Bengals. Both teams are 0-1. Going to be an exciting game to watch. Not really. All right. And with that, I am out of things I would like to talk about. So for the future streams, obviously Super Mario 3D All-Stars comes out either today or tomorrow, depending when I put this up. I will be playing all 3 of those games, so I will be streaming those. Got Pikmin 3 coming out. I will be streaming that as well when it comes out on October 30th. I'm looking to get into some speedrunning communities, and a friend of mine, Vert, actually streams a game called Primal Light. So I'm going to look into that game, see if I can get it, see if I can throw in a few runs, since there's only not many people running that game, so it's a good one to jump into. Anyways, thank you for joining me on my first Tank Talk. In the future, I'll probably try and get a few extra guests on and talk about it, just throw ideas back and forth. It'll be fun. It'll be good. But anyways, guys want to follow my Twitter, please do that. It's twitter.com/tank_plays. That's twitter.com/tank_plays. Also, follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/gamertank. I look forward to seeing you guys there. Thanks for joining me here today, and I hope you all have a tanktastic day. Goodbye.